Hello guys, welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel if you're new. Hi, my name is Richie and I'm so excited that you're here. As you guys can tell, I'm in a bit of a new location with my filming. I thought it would be fun to film in front of my bookshelves because I've obviously just set them up. It was my previous video if you haven't seen it already. But what do we think? I don't know if it's giving yet. I don't know. I'm trying to make it cute, but I know my cute shelves are kind of up there and I'm sitting on the floor, so we'll make it work for this video. But hopefully over time my bookshelves will fill up a little bit more. I'm slowly collecting the Addicted Sisters series. I haven't even read the first one, but I've been like collecting them as I go. And I also am filming on a new camera, which I'm so excited about. I thought it'd be fun to invest in another camera because I love my Canon G7X, but sometimes I just feel like the quality isn't what I want it to be, and it's a bit of an older model. So yeah, that's kind of why I decided to splurge and get a new camera. Hopefully this looks good for you guys and the audio is good. Obviously I'll see when I edit and everything, but yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys like this new backdrop. I'm sure it'll get better. Anyway, let's just get into the video. I'm gonna be doing a little TBR video this month, but I'm not gonna be using my TBR prompt jar. I thought it would be fun to sort of mix it up this month and do something a bit different. And I got inspired by Sarah Crowley, who did this video, and she's been doing this for her TBRs recently, and it's essentially doing like an Instagram pics my TBR for the month, but no one actually knows what book I'm choosing. They kind of have to guess based on some emojis that I've given. I thought that would be a fun idea and I wanted to recreate it, so here I am. I posted a bunch of different stories on my Instagram a few days ago with some options to choose different books and everything, so that is what we're gonna go off for filming this video. I'm really excited. I feel like this was a fun way to get people interacting and choosing my TBR. Anyway, we're gonna get right into it. So the first story that I posted was this one, which I've just popped on the screen for you guys. This one, I had two books, and one of them was a healing heart sort of thing, a envelope and a dagger, or like a sword. I think it's a dagger, I don't know. So that was book one, and then my book two was an apple and a prince. I didn't know if anyone would really pick up on the apple and the prince because I felt like that was pretty obvious, but the two options that I had for that one were the prison healer and the ballad of never after. With the prison healer, I did like a dagger because it's like fantasy and she's in a prison, so I figured that kind of correlated. And I did an envelope because on the blurb it does say that there was a message that gets to her. It says the message was clear, don't let her die, we are coming. I don't know, I was like, a letter, envelope, message kind of makes sense, so that's why I did the envelope. And then I figured the healing heart made sense because usually with fantasy, like the romance is always like heartbreaking sometimes, so I don't know, that kind of made sense in my head, but that is what I chose for the prison healer. And then for the ballad of never after, I had apple and a prince because Prince of Jackson, he eats the apple and it bleeds. You know, if you know, you know. I have not read this book yet, but I know it crushes so many people, and I thought it would be perfect time to put this on my TBR if it wins, because The Curse of True Love is supposed to come out towards the end of this month. I'm not too sure when it's coming out, but I know it's coming out in October, but I thought it would be fitting to have it in this month's TBR. However, the book that won was The Prison Healer, which is so exciting. I'm really excited to start this trilogy. I've heard so many good things about it. That is the first book on my TBR for the October. Low-key a little bit convenient having this right here. The next story that I posted was this one. In this one, I put two romance books against each other. So the first one is the one with an island and swimming, and then the second one, I did a heart and like a little remix sign. The one with the island and the person swimming, I had You and Me on Vacation. I have been wanting to read this for a while to complete the Emily Henry world, and I just thought it would be a good time to pick it up because it's getting a bit warmer. It's like spring, summer's gonna start soon, all of that. And I'm very curious because I know a lot of people are either beach read girlies or they're You and Me on Vacation girlies, and I don't know where I lie because I loved Happy Place and I loved Book Lovers. Beach read didn't fully hit the same for me, but yeah, I'm excited to see how I will find You and Me on Vacation, so I'm excited to read that one. So yeah, that was option one. And then the second option, I feel like it kind of made sense. If you knew what the book title is, I feel like the second set of emojis like makes so much sense, but it is Twisted Love. I have been wanting to read this for a while, and I just hear so many mixed reviews about Anna Huang's books because not everyone seems to love them, but then the people who love them like really love them. So I'm just excited to sort of get into the world and see what her books are about. I know it's a romance. I don't know if it's like I don't think it's a dark romance. I think it's just like a romance, but this one won by 20%, so it got 60%. And the other one got 40%. Excited to read Twisted Love as well. Okay, this is the third story that I posted. This one I really tried with the emojis to make sure it made sense, but basically one of them was a movie like I don't know what it's called. It's like those movie signs. Heart because it's a romance. And then I also had a stereo, which I'll show you when you see the cover. You'll kind of get why I did that. The second book had a book. It was glasses and it was beachy. I was trying to give beach vibes. I didn't really know how else to sort of describe it, but I feel like that kind of made sense. The first book on that one is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. So this one I've been wanting to read for so long. Like, I think this book has a cult following. Like, it's insane how many people have read this and love this and truly are obsessed with it, and I want to join the party too. So I thought it would be fun to read. I think it seems like a very heartwarming, wholesome little read, very rom-com vibes, and I really did enjoy The Love Major by Lynn Painter because it's also very rom-com vibes, and I think that's like what her brand is. That's what she writes. But yeah, I thought it would be a fun little read to add to my TBR if it won. And then the book that I paired that one with is actually Beach Rivals, but I literally see it every time I go into Big W or Kmart, and I don't know, the cover is so pretty and it's just giving like summer, spring. I really wanted to read this, and it's quite a short book, so you know, it'd be a good palette cleanser, especially if I'm reading a fantasy. And this is why I sort of picked the glasses, the island, and the book, because I'm pretty sure they have like a bookstore involved in this. And because the title says Better Than the Movies, that's why I had the movie sign. It's a romance, the heart, and then there's actually a little cartoon where he's holding up a stereo, so that's kind of where I got the stereo from for that one. So out of those two, Better Than the Movies won with 73%. I am so excited to read this one. I'm so glad. Like, I did want to read Beach Rivals, but I think I can save that towards when it's actually summer. I'm really excited to read this one. I think it's gonna be very, very cute and sweet. And yeah, we have the third book on our TBR. Wow, we're really like zooming through these. All right, so the next story that I have is this one that I popped on the screen. This one, I don't know if it's surprising to me that I don't know if people figured out what it was or if they just thought these emojis just looked better, but I'm so glad that this is the one that won. But basically I had the emojis of a soccer ball and a heart for the first one, and the other book had a flower, knives or swords I guess, and a broken heart or a healing heart I guess, sorry. And I'll show you guys what books those were, because I don't know, if you knew what it was, I tried to make it as easy as possible. The first option that I had for that poll was The Long Game, and that's why I had the soccer and the heart, because I know it's a romance. I had the soccer ball in this one because the girl has to go to like a town and help out their girls' soccer team. I thought that made sense with the soccer and the heart, so that is The Long Game. The book that I compared it against is actually Daisy Hates. I know guys, I have not read Daisy Hates yet, and I know what you might think, but again, I just have been scared to read these, like actually terrified, but I will read them. The emoji that I used for this was like a daisy. I couldn't find like a proper daisy emoji, so I felt like this was like kind of the closest one. I did the swords because I'm pretty sure Julian is like, he's into some illegal things, I'm pretty sure, and also like, honestly I should have put a gun. I don't know why I thought those were swords. Anyway, but those are guns. I put a healing heart because I knew this is gonna break me and then somehow put me back together. And guess what guys, how surprising, Daisy Hates won. I'm so excited to read this one. It got 76%. So it won by a landslide, like it did really well. But yeah, so we've got our fourth book on my TBR. The next story that I posted was this one, and this one had one where there was like a princess and a sword like going against each other, and then the bottom story had like a couple, a person in a uniform, and a heart because it was a romance. So the books I had going against each other for that one was The Bodyguard and Scarlet Princess, which is a fantasy as well. For The Bodyguard I used the couple sort of emoji because they fake date in this, and obviously they'll end up being a couple, but because they're fake dating I feel like that made sense. And I used the emoji of a woman in a uniform because she's supposed to be the bodyguard, like she's the bodyguard in this book, and I couldn't find one that obviously was a bodyguard, so I felt like this was close enough because they all wear like a suit and everything. And then it was a heart because it's a romance, so that was a bodyguard. I feel like that kind of made sense with the book and the plot. And the other story with the princess and the swords, I had Scarlet Princess, which is a fantasy. Like I said, I've been wanting to read this as well, and obviously I chose emojis because there's a sword on the cover and it also says princess, so it just made sense. Very easy, a lot of thinking happened in this one. In that one the poll was pretty close, but Scarlet Princess won with 57%, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited to read this one. This is the book that is going to be the fifth book on my TBR. Alright, this is the last story that I posted, and this one had a book with a police vehicle, a light bulb, and a heart because it was a romance. I feel like I'm just trying to make it easier for people to choose, because if I put a heart you'll know it's a romance, and I don't know if that entices people to choose, I don't know. The other book had a fishing line, a dancing girl, and also a heart because again it was a romance. The first book in that one that I chose with the light bulb and everything was Things We Hide from the Light. I've been wanting to read this for so long. Now that the new book is out, I've been kind of seeing mixed reviews about that one, so if you've read it, let me know how you found it. I thought it'd be time to finally read the second book in this series, and it is a chunky one, but I thought, you know, Lucy Score, her writing is just very easy to flow through as well. So I thought I would put this one in to my TBR if you guys chose it. I chose the light bulb because there's a light, and then love because it's a romance. Also, the guy character in this one is a police officer, so that's why I did the police car and stuff. That was why I chose those emojis for this one. And then the other book that I had is It Happened One Summer, and this one kind of correlates because the fishing, I'm pretty sure she goes to like a fishing town. The heart because it's a romance, and she's also wearing a red dress, so I figured the red dancing just kind of made sense. And out of these two, Things We Hide from the Light one, because it got 62%, which is so fun. I'm really excited to read this one. It is a bit of a chunky one, but I think it's good to have one chunky book a month. So these are the books on my TBR. I'll quickly go through all of them. The first book that we have is Prison Healer, then we have Twisted Love, then we have Better Than the Movies, Daisy Hates, Scarlet Princess, and Things We Hide from the Light. So those are the 6 books on my TBR this month. I'm also reading a book for a book club, and I'm also buddy reading a book which I'm very, very excited about with my friend, and I think that's gonna be a good read. Like, I'm very excited for that one too. And yeah, so I technically have 8 books to read this month on my TBR, but we'll see how many I get through. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I thought it would be a fun little way to spice up doing a TBR video. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.